Hi. Uh, Thank you for tuning in to From Texas to Portugal. I know it's been a minute since I've posted anything. Life be life, and you know what I mean? That plus um, the crazy goings ons here in America. But um, uh, from now on, I will be posting at least one video a week. And we'll be talking about everything from what's going on in America to the procedures and things that we are doing to get ready to move from Dallas, Texas to Portugal. Um, Life has thrown some curveballs um, my way. Um, my daughter moved states away, so we're talking, over 1,000 miles away. That's hard. She has opted not to move to Portugal. Um, and that distresses me because I can see where this country is going and it is nowhere good. Um, I urge all Black people, all Black women to honestly consider options because this country is not it. It's just not. Um, my family spilt blood, um, spilt blood for this country. And all these decades later, to have this be going on, no. Um, I, it's not worth it. It, it's not worth it to me for, uh, to fight for this country anymore. I fought the first time around, you know, um, because I was like, oh my God, eyes will be open and this will never happen again. Yeah, okay. Never underestimate um, how deep racism goes in America. I mean, and it was misogyny, it was racism, it was all of that. And anybody who says no, they're full of crap. Um, I, racism is expensive, and uh, you know, um, sometimes you just have to give people what they want or what they're asking for. And so, okay, fine by me, but I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm going to take care of myself, and I don't care about anything else. I'm about myself. Okay, I'm going to be selfish because if nobody else gives a damn about me, I give a damn about me. Um, I'm not going to be cannon fodder for somebody. No, I'm not. I'm just not doing that. I hope my daughter understands that she should um, should not be cannon fodder for people. Um, I want her to understand she needs to be selfish too. Okay, and take care of herself. Um, but I digress. That can be that is subject to change as well, because things change in this country from second to second. So I mean, who knows? But yeah, we are leaving this year. I want to be out of here by the end of the year. I've started gathering up our paperwork, redoing some paperwork that I got like last year. So there, you know, the dates and all that. It just has to be. within a certain time. So I'm doing all of that, um, and we're out of here. We're and I encourage minorities to just go. I don't encourage anybody to come here. Sorry, sorry about that. That was my phone. Nobody important. Um, but I just yeah, I want to be out of here by the end of the year. So we're you know downsizing, throwing out stuff, selling stuff. You know, I want to take at least 2 to 3 pallets. We're shipping. There are some things that I'm just not going to get rid of. Um, I'm just not. I know everybody's like, oh, just drop everything, sell everything, and go. And it's different for everybody because there are some people who have like a lot of like family heirlooms or sentimental things and stuff like that. And I don't have both my parents are gone, so there are things that like my dad gave. You know, um, I'm not I'm not gonna get rid of that. Things that my mom gave, and I'm not gonna get rid of that stuff. Um, and there, I guess traditions that like I started that you know what I mean. It's certain things I'm just not gonna do. And so I want we'll probably wind up doing like 2 to 3 pallets. Um, I want no more than 10 boxes per room that we live in because we don't live in the entire house. So it won't be any more than 10. You know, one room may have like two. You know what I mean? Um, another room may have three. And another room might have like 10. But it we're just we don't live in the entire house. There are a couple of rooms that just aren't even utilized. Well, maybe 34 rooms that aren't even utilized. So it is what it is. We're also moving with pets, and that's going to be an oh my god doozy. Um, and I say 3 to 4 pets because like I'm babysitting my daughter's cat, and I don't know if she's gonna come get it. It's she already has her other cat and a dog. Um, so, I'm not gonna put the cat out. It's already been here. Um, and he likes me, and I like him. He's really cute. Um, and so we're gonna, we have to figure out logistically. I mean, I've got it all kind of mapped out on my Excel spreadsheet. And so we're gonna do that. But yeah, and we're also doing other things as well. Like, yeah, Portugal, that's, you know, that's the end goal. But I'm also looking into Mexico, um, and I I am not a person that can deal with heat all that well. So I'm like, "Yeesh," you know, if I can go someplace where it's in Mexico, like San Miguel, um, that not as hot as like say Merida, but because I mean living in Merida is fine. I mean I have a friend that's down there. That's okay, but know that I won't be going out until nighttime. That's for sure. We've been to Mexico before. As a matter of fact, we were actually there in this past year, on a cruise, and I just wanted to get out in the port, out of the port actually, and just like walk around and stuff. which we did. And I mean, I was like, oh, I was like really cool. But oh my God, it was really freaking hot. And I'm like, yo, I don't know if I can do all this heat, you know. This heat is like, it was no joke. So, you know, I mean, but you do acclimate to your climate. But I don't want to acclimate to that. But hey, options are options. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about Thailand and stuff. Um, my husband keeps saying, um, "What about the Philippines?" No, the Philippines took my brother away from me, so no. And then I know that is such a lame old excuse or a weird excuse, but it's the way I am. A lot of people talk about Vietnam. I'm like, again, I mean, it may be great, but my family, it took stuff from my family, so I'm like, okay, I don't know about doing that. You know, it's it's weird, I know, but it's me. So okay, I'm unique. Um, and so we're just doing all of that. I do want to get like a dumpster um here and start checking stuff that I know I am not going to sell, and I'm not going to take. So I want to do that maybe by say March or April. I want to have, and then I want to do I want to have a like an estate sale per se, and just start selling stuff. I mean, for real, for real. Um, it's kind of tricky. I mean, I'm almost to where I need to be financially. And what's tricky is when I have to flip that switch. So we're just like little little steps, um, and just keeping myself fluid. You know what I'm saying? Because America is fluid at this point. Um, and so yeah, I just wanted to get on here and just say, hey, I didn't forget, you know, um, but I am going to be posting at least once a week to one keep myself accountable in this process. Two, and if there's anybody else living in Dallas, Texas, or Texas in general, that's thinking about um, moving to Portugal or abroad, feel free to, message me or get in touch, and, you know, we can kind of keep each other accountable, and we can see where that goes. But yeah, we're done. We're done. It's time. I just want to live someplace where one, I'm safer, uh, and two, I'm not under this constant stressor that you know that we've been living under. We've been living under stress, stress, stress. It's funny. This was years ago. We had gone up into Canada, and we're driving. We bought our passports and everything, and we were driving through the Canadian border, and the the Canadian, I don't know if they're the Canadian border police. You could check your passport, and they saw we were from Texas. He was like, "Oh, do you have any firearms?" And we're like, "No, we don't carry any of that." And he was so shocked. He was like, "You don't have any weapons?" And he turned to his little coworker. He yelled over to him. He was like, "They're from Texas, and they don't have any guns." It's like, yeah, we're normal, you know. And they were just like stunned, like, what? Yeah. And then when they let us through, because they were like, wow, okay. It was a funny moment. When we drove through, I just remember feeling this weight come off my shoulders. It was almost physical that I could feel the stress just go. And I'm like, my God, like, really? Like, wow. And coming back through to America, I could feel it settle back down on me. It was almost like a physical presence. This place has got so much evil and negativity around it, this negative energy, because they put that out in the world. And energy is energy and it has to go someplace. And it is just festering here. And, you know, nothing good is going to come in the near future for this country. Just nothing good. And I don't want to be here for that because I'm like, mm. When we were in Portugal, oh my God, just the level of friendliness, or well, I say friendliness. I mean, people were just like, I didn't have to say what I did for a living. They were just, you know what I mean? It is so different, and you're just like, you can breathe. And that's what I want for me. I want to be able to breathe. Um, I want to be able to breathe without looking around looking over my shoulder. I'm looking around at my surroundings. I'm tired of all that. Um, and I tell my daughter that she has to do that. And that's basically because she wants to stay here, which I don't understand. Um, and I hope she doesn't get like a rude awakening, because if she does, you know, we will have to reassess and figure it out, because I'm not leaving my child here to become anybody's fodder. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. So yeah, that's what's going on. This week been uh, doing my financials, and gathering up some paperwork, to send off, because paperwork takes a long time to get back. So that's what I'm doing this week, and um, yeah, I guess I will catch you next week. So I'll catch you on the flip from Texas to Portugal.